Alright, good morning everyone. So, you just went to the river, saw everybody catching fish on roe, and you happen to get one yourself that has roe in it. So what do? Well, I'm going to show you. I've already butterflied out, so just use this, butterflied out the skeins, laid them up flat like that, and then some scissors, and you just cut them into quarter size, loony size, whichever pieces. And you're going to need some of your cure. For me, I'm using Pro Cure. It's the for steelhead and salmon egg curing. It's the red hot double stuff. That's what I'm using. I also have some of this. I don't use as much of the fire cure though. It's kind of for krill, but it works on eggs as well. But we like the double hot pink, double red. More, it works better for me. So once you have all of these cut up into little pieces, you're gonna need a jar. I do a jar brine. I have some stuff I started yesterday. That's what it will look like in just shy of 24 hours. If I don't drop it on the floor. It's not quite ready yet. Almost. You want it so it doesn't really have much of any liquid in it left at all. So that's going to be later on tonight probably. But yeah, you need an empty jar. So the first thing I do is the pieces I have cut here, I start sprinkling some Pro Cure on it. I'm going to cure those a different way. The other two skeins there, different way, so I don't really want to get any Pro Cure on them. Those, I'm just going to dry out and lay them in borax for 3 or 4 days. So you don't want to dry them out too much. So, there, you get that sprinkled on. And you're going to flip everything over. And you should probably be wearing gloves for this because I'm totally going to foobar my fingers up. But I ran out, so it is what it is. Flip everything over. There, it's all flipped over, pretty much. And do the same thing again. Then you're immediately going to start putting them in the jar. In the jar. And then with your gross fingers, just want to sprinkle a little bit more on there. We're going to go from the other side. Not much. That's about how much I usually put in. And then we put the cap on the jar and we start flipping. I'll be right back for that. So, shake it up, spin, go this way, back over here. Now I get it all messy. You just want to get that so it's spread out as much as possible. It is going to start to juice up here pretty quick, and you'll see that jar start to fill up with fluids. So you let that just sit there for probably about a half hour, and you come back and start rolling and flipping again, and then put it down the other side, just like that. We'll be back to do that in a bit. Anyway, we're back. You can see it's starting to juice up there. You can see through the glare. There it is. So we'll just let that sit like that for about a half hour and come and flip it and repeat the process for a couple of hours, and then it goes in the fridge. It's my big fridge. Goes in the fridge with the stuff that's almost ready for tomorrow. Good times. And this is Coho Roe. We are just going to let that sit like that for about 2 hours and come and flip it and let it sit for another 2 hours. Then flip it again and let it sit for a couple hours and then flip it again. You get the idea. Until you start to see some eggs around the outside here start to turn a little bit darker orange, like they're starting to dry out a little. And then we're going to cut it into little pieces, sprinkle some borax on it, and put it in a Ziploc bag. Lay it out nice, and then that goes in the fridge in the little pieces for 2 or 3 days to cure in the borax, natural cure. Alright, we're back again for the a little, but still drying. Alright, we're back yet again, and at this point it's been sitting for a couple hours. We flipped it a few times. Now we are going to put it in the fridge with this one right there. Leave that going. This still almost ready to pull out and put in the sprinkle borax on it and lay it out and put it in the bags. But we're going to give it probably another 8 to 10 hours or so, and then we'll come have another look. Great. Till then. Alright, well, I'm going to say this one's done. Those are still curing. Open up the jar. As you can see, since I have gloves and I didn't want to get my hands all dirty again, I'm improvising with a doggy bag. So, I'm going to spread these out. Got that nice double hot look to them. Now, I didn't want to over cure them, but I did put a lot of borax. I did put a lot of Procure in there with them, so they're pretty firm. They're a little bit more moist than usual. So what we're gonna do is just give it, happens from time to time, just give it some dabs with a paper towel. That's done. We're going to knock a paper towel over onto it, and then we're going to sprinkle some borax on them. Not a lot. And then back in the doggy bag. See about flipping and over. stirring them up, whatever you want to call this. You don't have to use a doggy bag. You could probably find some gloves. And add some more borax to the other side. Rocks you find, sprinkle them out someplace else. Try to make sure that all the road has been covered. If you have any extra wet spots, we're going to look after that too. And now, I want to open up our Ziploc bag that I just closed. And start putting it in. I usually try to go about a skein a bag, so I know how much I have. And so I don't take it all out at once if I'm not going to use the whole skein. The rest of those are single legs. If you want, you can save them, tie into row sacks. They'll still probably do the job. They're pretty firm, they will squirt, just like that. But yeah, that's about it on how to cure the roe. So, the only thing I'm going to do after that is just get them to lay down, spread out. And I put a little bit more borax in the bag. Back and forth. Lay it down. Get as much of the air out of it as you can. Lay it in the fridge just like that. Should be ready by tomorrow, overnight. And voila, we're done. Until we come to do that stuff. So for now with this, I gotta flip it over. just want to do this until this skin on the back feels nice and thick and a little bit rubbery. And yeah, then just chop it up and do exactly the same thing with it that you just saw with the procured stuff. Sprinkle some borax on it, roll it around a little bit in the bag, a little bit more borax, shuffle it out, and in the fridge. That for at least a couple of days probably. And that's how I make my roe. I hope this helped out, and I hope you get out there and catch some fish. Alright guys, see you later.